ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 10 ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ CBSE ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಐಸ್, ಸಿಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್. ಇಷ್ಟ ದೇವತೆಗೆ ಗುರು ಹಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಇಂದಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ಏಕಾಗ್ರಚಿತ್ತದಿಂದ ಶಾಂತ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು, ಕಲಿತ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು, ಜ್ಞಾಪಕದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬರೆಯುವ ಬುದ್ಧಿಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು ಇಷ್ಟ ದೇವತೆಗೆ ಗುರು ಹಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಕುಲದೇವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ. ಟೇಕ್ ಡೀಪ್ ಬ್ರೆತ್ಸ್. Yes, good evening, my dear students. Continue with the study of chemical reactions and equations. We completed already writing equations and balancing, studied composition and combination reaction and decomposition reaction. We have to continue with the displacement reaction as our aim is to. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. As our intention is to prepare for the exam, let us see some in-text questions given in the NCERT text common to both state and CBSE on the topics up to decomposition reaction before we move on to the displacement reaction, and also some multiple choice questions. First question is, why should a magnesium ribbon be cleaned before burning in air? Why should magnesium ribbon be cleaned? You can open your notebook. Be cleaned before burning in air. Before burning in air is a question. See, immediately after learning, you must learn to write the answers, proper answers. You know that magnesium burns in air with a dazzling white light whenever you heat magnesium ribbon on the Bunsen burner, right? It burns the magnesium ribbon. It burns brilliantly with a dazzling white light. You studied while discussing dazzling white light. But what is asked is, this ribbon should be cleaned. The reason is, see, magnesium when exposed to the air, it will have some oxide film over it, because magnesium reacts with air, forming, as you know, the magnesium oxide. This oxide coating will be there on it if it is kept in air for some time. Therefore, to remove this oxide film, it should be cleaned so that this reaction takes place readily. Reason is to remove oxide coating of magnesium oxide. Magnesium ribbon is to be cleaned. Is the reason for the first question. Then second question in the in text, you can open your textbook. You can start writing. You can open the textbook so that solve quickly. In text questions, NCERT textbook, second question. I hope you have textbook. Open it. See, write the balanced chemical equation for the following chemical reactions. First one is hydrogen plus chlorine. Try to write the reaction. Hydrogen plus chlorine gives rise to hydrogen chloride. In text questions, hydrogen Write them. Hydrogen will have the symbol S2 gas, plus chlorine will have the symbol Cl2 gas, give rise to HCl. Balance equation, there are 2 Cl, therefore the equation is balanced, 2 HCl gas. If it is dissolved in water, it forms hydrochloric acid. Second one, barium chloride. Barium chloride. Check your ability to write the equations and balance. Barium chloride plus aluminum sulfate. Try aluminum sulfate. Open your book. Try to write the equation. Don't write the questions. Barium sulfate. Barium sulfate. Barium sulfate plus aluminum chloride is the question. Aluminum chloride. Start as soon as you learn it to test your understanding. What is important is our aim is to prepare for the exam. Check how quickly you can write the formula of barium chloride. So barium will have the symbol Ba. Valency you must have in your mind +2. Chlorine will have the symbol -1. Test of your balancing equation, cross the valency. Therefore you get BaCl2. Generally aqueous solution will take. Later I will be talking in a double displacement reaction. Aluminum sulfate, Al, valency will be +3. Sulfate -2. Don't write wrong formula. You have to cross the valency. 2 here, 3 here. Therefore Al2SO4 thrice. This gives rise to, let me rub this aluminum chloride. I will write it in the product side. Barium sulfate, check the formula. BaSO4. Check whether the formula written is correct with the arrow mark downwards. It is a solid. This is aqueous solution. Plus aluminum chloride. Aluminum chloride will have the formula AlCl3. Aqueous solution. Check your equation. Is it matching with me? Magnesium valency +2. Magnesium valency +2. Magnesium oxide valency +2. Oxygen -2. +2 -2 0. Therefore formula becomes M0. You learnt in the 9th standard. Barium +2. Cl -1 BaCl2. Aluminum +3. Sulfate -2. Observe the method of writing. Cross the valency. It is a compound radical. We discussed in the bridge course. You can watch my videos. Al2SO4 thrice aqua. Barium sulfate will be a white colored precipitate. Remember, arrow mark downwards plus AlCl3. Aluminum chloride. Why formula barium sulfate is? Barium valency is +2. Sulfate is -2. +2 -2 0. According to the rule of writing formula, net charge is 0. You did not do anything. Aluminum +3. Chloride -1. Cross the valency. You will get AlCl3. Okay. Before we move on to the displacement reaction, you focus on your ability to write the answers to the questions. I will take some multiple choice questions also. Third one. Sodium plus water. Sodium plus water gives rise to level 1 questions in text, end text. Then you can go for tougher questions. Sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas is liberated. You must know hydrogen. Okay. I think all of you completed those 2 reactions. Balance equation. If you are in class 7, don't attend this class. This is not for you. It is only for class 10 students. Don't attend this class. This is class 10 state and Cbse. Mr. Joshi, it is not the class for 7th standard students. It is a class for 10th. Class 10, you can see on the top. Class 10 state and Cbse class it is. Okay. Start writing the symbol. What is the symbol of sodium? Is a metal. Therefore, write capital N, small a. First step in writing symbol, solid. Water will have the formula. Many of you are very, very weak. I have seen for many years. You are weak in writing equation and balancing it. Let us test it. You write before I write it. Sodium hydroxide. What is the formula of sodium hydroxide? Sodium will have valency plus 1. Hydroxide will have valency minus 1. Plus 1 minus 1, 0. Net charge will be 0. It is very easy. Sodium hydroxide is in the liquid state or aqueous solution. Plus hydrogen gas is liberated. It is a gas. You have to write physical state properly and balance the equation. What are the rules of balancing? Recall, refresh. Sodium. Then you have to balance hydrogen. Generally balance oxygen at the end. Sodium metals first, then non-metals. Sodium one atom, a refresher. For example, hydrogen. How many hydrogen atoms are there? 2. How many hydrogen atoms are there? 2 plus 1, 3. To make the hydrogen, odd numbers are there on the right. To make it as even, you can take 2 NaOH. Now, 2 plus 2 becomes 4. So, to make a 4 hydrogen, you have to make it as 2H2O. Sodium is also double DR. Therefore, write 2Na. Now, 4 hydrogen atoms are balanced. You have to balance oxygen atoms. How many oxygen atoms on the left? 2. On the right, 2. And the equation is balanced. This is called as writing balanced chemical equation along with the physical state you learn. Fourth, next, question number 3. In-text question given in the NCERT text I am solving. Write the balanced chemical equation with the state symbols for the following reactions. They are given 2 reactions. Like this, they will give the statements. Solutions of, I will read out the statements. Solutions of barium chloride and sodium sulfate in water. I think you keep the book open. Solutions of barium chloride and sodium sulfate in water react. Sodium sulfate. Okay. Sodium sulfate and barium chloride in water react to give insoluble barium sulfate and the solution of sodium chloride. Read the question. Solutions of barium chloride. What are the reactants here? Suppose that you take a test tube. You have taken sodium sulfate, one reactant. Can you write the formula for sodium sulfate? Sodium plus 1, sulfate minus 2. What is the correct formula of sodium sulfate? Cross the valency. You will get what? Na2SO4. First step is learn to write the formula of reactants. Then another reactant is, right, sodium sulfate in water, aqueous solution, react with barium chloride. What is the formula? Barium chloride, BaCl2. Why it is BaCl2? Ba plus 2, Cl minus 1. Cross the valency. Like this, you have to learn, increase confidence in writing correct formula. This is the tested first. I will write it in the reactants. Sodium sulfate. It is taken in aqueous solution, means you have to write aqua plus barium chloride, BaCl2, aqua. Learn the method of correct, so that the question appears for 1 mark. You must be in a position to answer it correctly. Forming a precipitate, generally it gives insoluble means precipitate. Barium sulfate is the thick white PPT, white precipitate. Generally precipitate is shown with arrow mark downward, gases are shown with arrow mark upwards. Plus, when barium and sulfate form, sodium and chlorine combine to get the sodium chloride, NaCl, sodium chloride, aqueous solution. This is what the statement is, and you have to write the balance of the chemical equation for it. First of all, you balance metal atoms, learn balancing. Many students are weak. All state, Cbse, ICSE, all students, I am saying that you are not respecting chemistry by writing correct formula. You are writing as you wish, many of you. That is not correct because it is a very strict language. Then you balance sulfur atoms. Then you balance chlorine atoms. Metal atoms first. How many sodium atoms on the left? 2. On the right there must be what? 2. Right? It has 2 NaCl. The method is called as hit and trial method. Barium. How many atoms are barium on the left? 1. How many on the right? 1. Barium atoms are balanced. Sulfate atom. Sulfur atom is 1 on the left, 1 on the right. It is balanced. Why the equation is to be balanced? To be in accordance with law of conservation of matter. That is discussed already in the bridge course. Chlorine atoms, 2 on the left and 2 on the right, and the equation is balanced. Okay, Sanvi. Solve last question in the in text. Open the in text question, have textbook so that I can't write. I can save time of writing questions. Open the textbook. In text questions. Before types of chemical reaction in NCERT given. The problem is, question is, last question. Sodium hydroxide solution in water reacts with hydrochloric acid solution in water to produce sodium chloride solution and water. Very simple. Reactants are. Suppose that you take in a test tube. Sodium hydroxide. What is the formula of sodium hydroxide? NaOH. Aqua. Because you have taken aqueous solution. What else they are telling? Reacts with hydrochloric acid in water. Whenever you take water, you must write aqua. And it is a neutralization reaction, very simple reaction, my dear students. You can easily write a number of reactions we already practiced. NaOH aqua, because our aim is to prepare for exams. Therefore, learn to write the equations and balance it. A test for you. Write sodium chloride, what it forms. They have mentioned that. Produce sodium chloride solution and water. Sodium chloride solutions will be aqueous solution and water is written with L. L stands for liquid. Remaining reactants and products are aqueous solution. Observe whether the equation is balanced. Sodium one atom, check. Next chlorine, next hydrogen. Generally balance non-metals at the end, hydrogen and oxygen. Sodium one atom balanced. Chlorine one atom balanced. Then hydrogen, observe hydrogen, 2 atoms on the right, 1 plus 1, 2 atoms on the right. Hydrogen atoms are balanced. Oxygen atoms are how many? 1, 1, and the equation is balanced. These are some in-text questions in the NCERT textbook, right? After decomposition reaction also, you have some in-text questions. You can turn the pages. We'll solve in-text questions to test your understanding and as well as end-text questions. Immediately after learning, you start preparations for the exam and these answering these in-text questions. End-text question is the level 1. Level 1, I will go on solving questions. Level 1, in-text and end-text questions. In level 2, I will take questions appeared in the recent year question papers. Right? Recent year question paper. Because our aim is to prepare for the annual exam. Therefore, the in-text question. It is there on page number 10 of the NCERT textbook. In text. A solution of a substance. I hope you have textbook. Open it. A solution of a substance. X is used. X is used for whitewashing. Is used for whitewashing. Whitewashing. See, after learning a decomposition reaction, these questions are given. First sub question. Name the substance X. Write the formula. Name X and write formula. Write formula. Such questions will appear. Second question is, write the reaction of the X named in one above with water. Write a solution of a substance X is used for whitewashing. Name the substance X and write its formula. Write the reaction of the substance X named in one above with water. Name the substance X. Named in one. Try. Named in one. Above with water. A solution of a substance X used for whitewashing. Can you tell me? Look at here. Generally, you studied a decomposition reaction. I will give some background to understand this reaction. Generally, this limestone, calcium carbonate solid. This is a limestone, right? I told you there also. When heated, it will decompose, forming calcium oxide solid, liberating carbon dioxide gas, right? This particular compound is called as calcium oxide, is called as quicklime. When this quicklime is added with water, you will get, can you guess the product? A product called as calcium hydroxide. Can you tell me the formula of calcium hydroxide? Calcium +2, hydroxide -1, cross the valency, you will get CaOH twice. And this particular water is called as lime water. It is also called as slaked lime. Generally ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಣ್ಣದ ಕಲ್ಲು ಸಿಗ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಸುಡ್ತಾರ್ರಿ ಇವನ್ನ. ಸುಟ್ಟಾಗದ್ರ ಇನ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ತದ, ಏನ್ ಉಳಿದಿರ್ತದ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಲೈಮ್ ಅಂತಾರ. ಅದನ್ನ ನೀರೊಳಗೆ ಹಾಕಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ highly exothermic reaction plus heat is liberated. Such reactions are called as exothermic reaction. Calcium oxide reacts with water violently, liberating lot of heat energy, generally return with plus heat, right? So these are called as exothermic reactions. Exothermic reactions means what? Exothermic reactions. In exothermic reactions, heat is liberated from the product. Therefore, heat content of the reactants and the heat content of the products, if you observe, which one will be less, which one will be, what is the heat content of the products and heat content of the reactants? Generally, heat content of the products will be, in case of exothermic reaction, will be less than heat content of the reactants. Therefore, this difference, heat of products minus heat of reactants, will be what? This will be generally heat of energy of the heat content or energy of the reactants will be less, energy of the products will be less. Therefore, you are getting the negative value. Negative means heat energy liberated. Therefore, that heat energy to be added to balance the law of conservation of energy. Therefore, you are writing it as heat. Remember, in exothermic reaction, energy of the products will be less than energy of the reactants. Remember this, some multiple choice questions appeared. In exothermic reactions, reactants will have lower energy or products will have lower energy? Products will have lower energy than reactants. Endothermic reaction is a endothermic reaction. Remember this, note this point. Endothermic reaction, particularly in competitive exams or multiple choice questions. In endothermic reaction, some tricky questions will appear. Generally, endothermic reactions will have reactants gives rise to product. You are writing it as minus heat. Why? Here, in case of endothermic reaction, energy of the heat content of the products will be greater than heat content of the reactants. Therefore, this difference HP minus HR will be what? Positive. Means heat energy is absorbed. Therefore, to balance that heat energy, you are writing in the equation as minus heat. Remember this point. In exothermic reactions, products are at lower heat content than reactants, particularly those who are writing competitive exams. And in case of endothermic reactions, right, products will be at higher energy than reactants. Therefore, this difference of energy of heat content of the products, heat content of the reactants will be positive. Therefore, whatever heat energy is absorbed, therefore you are writing in the chemical equation to be in accordance with the law of conservation of energy, heat energy. You are writing it as minus heat in the product side in case of endothermic reaction. In case of exothermic reaction, you are writing plus heat. And this is used for whitewashing. Okay, name the X. X substance is calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. For getting calcium hydroxide, that is CaOH twice. It is called as slaked lime. Slaked lime. When it is dissolved in water, name the substance formed when it is dissolved in water. Write the reaction of substance X named in one above with water. A solution of a substance X. This is calcium oxide. Sorry, this one is calcium oxide. Name the substance X. Name the solution of the substance X. Is calcium oxide and it is called as quick lime. It is called as quick lime. You can see here this reaction. This is the substance, solution of this substance in water. When calcium oxide, this is calcium oxide or quick lime. Its formula is X is calcium oxide. Its formula is CaO. Write the reaction when it is dissolved in water. When this calcium oxide is dissolved in water, it will form a slaked lime or lime water. This particular milk of lime, also it is also called as milk of lime, and it is used for whitewashing. Interesting thing about whitewashing is whenever you whitewash it, suppose that this is the wall. When I whitewash it with calcium hydroxide, as soon as I whitewash it, it will not have the shiny white color. Right after half an hour or 1 hour, you will find it with a bright white. This will be very light white initially, light white color, calcium hydroxide. After some 1 hour or so, it becomes a bright white. Give reason. Bright white. One of the question appeared in multiple choice questions. Analytical question, thinking questions will appear in the exam. Why? Okay. Give me the reason. Calcium hydroxide is light white. After 1 hour, it becomes a bright white. ಪೂರ್ತಿ ರೂಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಗ್ಗನಾಗತೈತಿ. ಹಚ್ಚಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೆಳಕು ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ತಾಸು ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಬೆಳಕು ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ಸ್. ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ CBSE ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ CBSE ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಗಿವ್ ರೀಸನ್. After whitewashing, it will be light white in color. After 1 hour or so, half an hour or so, it becomes a bright white light because calcium hydroxide will absorb carbon dioxide from the gas from the atmosphere and it forms a product. Can any one of you tell me what is the product formed? Why is the combination? Prasanna, it's a very simple question, my dear. Why is combination reverse of decomposition? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡು, A plus gives, ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ A and B react, 2 or more reactants react forming a single product. Are you getting me? Say this is reactant 1 plus reactant 2, they will form a single product. This is combination reaction. What is the reverse of it? In a decomposition reaction, a single product will be converted to a single product. When it decomposes, forms 2 or more products, P1 and P2. Therefore, it is a reverse reaction of decomposition reaction is reverse reaction of combination reaction. I hope you understood. Okay. No, calcium hydroxide, milk of lime, when reacts with carbon dioxide, what is formed? Please note down the important key terms I am giving you, so that when I take questions from CBSE, state, right? You must be in a position to answer them. I am giving the information for exam writing, reasoning, assertion and reasoning. CBSE students, this question appeared. See, after 1 hour it becomes white, red, white, because after whitewashing, during that particular period of half an hour or 1 hour, this calcium hydroxide aqueous solution will combine with the carbon dioxide present in the air, and it forms a product, calcium carbonate, white precipitate of very white precipitate of calcium carbonate. It is white in color, rich white in color. So therefore, during the process, it will absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, forms the white, rich white color plus H2O. Balance this reaction, and this is the reaction. Therefore, after 1 hour or so, this calcium carbonate reacts with atmospheric carbon dioxide. Very important. Carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere, like plants react. Calcium hydroxide reacts with carbon dioxide. During photosynthesis, plants will absorb carbon dioxide. Similarly, after whitewashing, this calcium hydroxide combines with carbon dioxide, forming calcium carbonate and H2O. Balance equation: calcium, one atom. Then we balance carbon, one atom, balanced. Then balance hydrogen, 2, balanced. How many oxygen atoms? 2 plus 2 is 4, 3 plus 1 is 4, and the equation is balanced. I hope you understood this reaction. That is the first question. Second question is number of times asked. Why is the amount of gas collected? Why is the amount of gas collected in one of the test tubes in activity 1.7 double the element collected in the other? Name this gas. 1.7 means electrolysis. We have said that during electrolysis there are two test tubes. I think I explained you already. And in the anode, this is a cathode. In cathode, right, which gas is collected? Hydrogen gas is collected. At anode, oxygen gas is collected, because during decomposition of water, as per the balanced acidified water, it forms a 2s2 gas plus O2 gas. Means the ratio will be 2:1. As per the balanced chemical equation, this 2 volumes of hydrogen, 1 volume of means 2 cc of hydrogen is formed, then 1 cc of oxygen is formed. Therefore, why the amount of the gas collected is one of the test tube double the amount of collected in the other. At cathode, hydrogen gas is collected during electrolytic decomposition. At anode, oxygen gas is collected by the Donovan displacement. I will not go for a detailed diagram. This ratio will be 2, because decomposition, 2 volumes of hydrogen, 1 volume of oxygen is formed. Therefore, it is a double than the other. Andre anode ದೊಳಗಿರುವ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಡ್ ದೊಳಗಿಂದ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಇದು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಿಂತ ಡಬಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. On a decomposition, 2 volumes are liberated. I hope you understood the question, right? I will take some multiple choice questions. Okay, MCQ, multiple choice questions on the topics whatever we discussed. Take this question. Let me see how many of you can answer. Which of the following is not a chemical reaction? MCQ, multiple choice question. Take the question. Which of the following, it tests your understanding. On understanding, which of the following is not a chemical reaction? Is not a chemical reaction. I will solve 1 or 2 questions. Is not a chemical reaction. I will give the options. First one is A, souring of milk. Souring of milk. Milk becomes curd. Souring of milk. Dissolution of sugar in water. Dissolution of sugar in water. Sugar in water. Sugar in water. C, Rusting of iron. Rusting of iron. D. Digestion of food in our body. Digestion of food in our body. Food in our body. See, study the such MCQs, very interesting. Which one is your correct answer? You can answer. There is a black and white photography is used, right? Silver bromide is used. Earlier, silver bromide or silver chloride was used. Okay, which one is correct answer? Digestion of food in our body. Many of you are saying, Prasanna Joshi is saying that D. This is A, B, C, D. Digestion of food in our body, according to you, is not a chemical reaction. Prasanna Joshi. Yes, Pratham Kulkarni is saying that A is correct answer. Souring of milk. It is not a chemical reaction. Many of you are saying D. Let us try to think of it. See, the question is, which of the following is not a reaction? Souring of milk means generally this particular milk will undergo bacterial decomposition. If you leave it, souring means souring up means if you have some curd, bacterial decomposition of this take place, this decomposition, decay, is a chemical reaction. Souring of milk is a chemical reaction, therefore it is not the correct answer. Question asked is not a chemical reaction. Dissolution of sugar in water. Look at here. If you take sugar in water, generally sugar is an organic compound. Sugar C12 S22 O11 is sugar. This is water. Remember, generally when sugar is added to water, only sugar particles are physically separated. Remember, generally organic substances, sugar is organic substances, never dissolve in inorganic solvent. This is a non-polar, no ions present in it. But water is polar in nature because water will have H2O. H2O will have oxygen and negative, hydrogen and positive. It is a polar. Generally, polar substances dissolve in polar. Non-polar substances do not dissolve. But what happens is, this entire molecule will not undergo any chemical change. Sugar will remain sugar only, but they are isolated. Therefore, it is not a chemical change. It is a physical change. Therefore, correct answer is dissolution of sugar in water. Rusting of iron is a chemical reaction. Many of you told that digestion of food in our body. See, digestion of food, after during digestion, you will the proteins, oils, fats are converted into glucose C6H12O6. There, during cellular respiration, the cells will get oxygen. It is converted into carbon dioxide plus water plus liberating energy. Using same energy, you are carrying out your daily activity. It is a perfectly correct chemical reaction. Many of you are saying D. How you can say D? Digestion in our body is this glucose. Whatever you food you eat, the carbohydrates, oils, fats, proteins, whatever you eat, they are broken into smaller carbohydrates like glucose. And when during respiration you are taking oxygen in, so that will go to cells. At the cells, glucose will undergo slow combustion, liberating carbon dioxide. Therefore, when you breathe in, you take oxygen. When you breathe out, you liberate what? Carbon dioxide. It is a perfectly correct chemical reaction. Therefore, rusting of iron. Rusting of iron is iron when exposed to the moist air, it will combine with oxygen, forming a product, reddish brown colored product called as Fe2O3XH2O, called as hydrated ferric oxide. Rust. Later I will talk about it. Hydrated ferric oxide, which is ferric oxide, which is reddish brown in color. Reddish brown in color, my dear students. This is a reddish brown in color. Rusting of iron is a chemical reaction. Digestion of food is a chemical reaction. Souring of milk is a decomposition reaction. But dissolution of sugar is not a chemical reaction, because glucose molecules are physically separated when dissolved in water, but chemically no chemical reaction takes place, no breaking of bonds. For chemical reaction to take place, breaking of bonds should take place, or electrons should be released, like that. So therefore it is not a chemical reaction, it is a physical reaction. That's all, my dear students. I hope you enjoyed questions. Get ready, right? And study the questions. Be ready. Next period we will continue directly on Monday, Saturday, this Saturday and Sunday. I am not available. I will be out of station. Monday we will meet. Okay. Bye bye. See you. Study correctly. From next week we'll start Saturday, Sunday test also. Okay. So now I'm a little bit busy. I will be out of station weekends. From next week onwards, I will make it more deeper. I will start sending you assignments, and I will take you to the preparation. My intention is to see that your annual examination, you have to write 10th board examination neatly, correctly, without mistakes. Therefore, I will solve level 1 questions, level 2 questions, tough questions, assertion, reasoning questions, all the types of questions I will discuss. Appeared in the exam, recent year exams I will collect and discuss with them. Okay, if you like our classes, join Logzi, technically powered by Vedyams app. Download Vedyams app. And Partha Gurukula study hostel is started in Dharwad branch as well as Gadag branch. Those parents who are interested and serious, you can call me and I will give more information. In the Partha Gurukula group, I will make the group of the students and you can stay there. A lot of facilities are there. They are available in my status and WhatsApp group. You can see regularly. I will put them details in my phone number 9731571044. You can save my number as Desai Sir, Logzi channel, technically powered by Vedyams. Right, on Vedyams app, you download first, then I will upload the courses there. Time-based MCQ test will be taken, moderate, tough, all questions I will upload so that you can check your ability. Okay, that's all, my dear students. Bye bye. See you in the next class on Monday.